Water blocker, pH buffer, energy
The
source,
option.
fluidity buffer.
Oh, is it option E, sir?
Through its interaction with both hydrophobic and hydrophilic part of phospholipid. Cholesterol within membrane. What is the function? Water blocker, no. pH buffer, no. Energy source, no. Temperature controller and
Fluidity buffer, sir.
These two options are there. Fluidity buffer.
Option E.
Okay, right. Integral proteins are weakly bound to surface of membrane, are strongly bound to cytosolic surface of the membrane, have no hydrophobic portions, are completely embedded within the lipid bilayer or amphipathic. What you will say? Maybe one option or two options, but you have to look for that also.
Embedded within the bilipid layer, sir.
Completely embedded with value and amphipathic. What about amphipathic?
Amphipathic is the bilipid layer, no, sir. The proteins are not amphipathic.
Okay.
Only the lipid bilayer is amphipathic.
So any other option which is correct?
I have a doubt between option B and option D, sir. But I know that the integral proteins are present in the membrane, so I chose option D.
Option D is most correct. Right. So a transmembrane protein differ from other membrane protein because it is covalently linked to outer surface of plasma membrane, is a glycoprotein with carbohydrate attached, is attached to the inside of the membrane by an ionic bond, completely extends through the membrane, is completely embedded within the membrane. Transmembrane protein differ from other membrane protein because they have glycoprotein with carbohydrate attached to the inside of the membrane by ionic bond, completely extend the membrane, is completely embedded within membrane.
So is it option C?
And what about B? More options are there. You can see B as well, D as well, E. Because transmembrane protein. What do you mean transmembrane? Across the membrane.
Yeah, sir. That is what they also are inside the membrane.
Completely
inside of the
extend
membrane as well as to the outside. So I thought it was attached to the inner side of the membrane also.
Completely extend through the membrane, right? You are saying this one?
No, sir. I was saying the before option.
B.
I'm confused with that too. Option C and option D, it's confused.
Attached to the inside of the membrane by an ionic bond.
Yeah, that is what I was telling you.
Transmembrane protein differ from other membrane protein because not with the ionic bonding, rather than how they are embedding, how they are extending. So transmembrane protein is not going to be completely embedded because something is outside also. Complete extend through membrane, this may be the correct right sentence, right? It's completely embedded within membrane means they are not linked with the outer side This is completely wrong. And there is no role of ionic bonding or covalent bonding. Right, because membrane, this is also a membrane protein, transmembrane protein, architectural organization they are asking. Okay.
Okay.
How they are connected with the lipid bilayer, that's making the difference with the other membrane protein. Okay.
Yes.
So these are peripheral protein are linked to either surface of plasma membrane by. Archika, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Everything okay? Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes, sir. Sir, actually ना मतलब अब सारे projects और सबकी ending है and midterm भी मतलब
too hectic.
back to back और हाँ जी और अभी just बताया था कि shift हुए हैं तो खाना वाना भी खुद ही बनाना तो ज्यादा था.
But you have to do, that's why we need a team, na? With the team you can go ahead without any problem. So suppose you are joining the classes, so this is your time, you are learning, na? And that's why we were setting the time, then I found a lot of engagement are there. So and read the question 12 and try to solve this. Peripheral protein are linked to either surface of plasma membrane by. Because all we have studied, na? Now a little bit of portion is remains only, and then we will move toward the transport. Peripheral protein are linked to either surface of plasma membrane by. Covalent, not possible. Associating with fatty acid through hydrophobic interaction, embedding in one side of membrane and thus not extending through to the other side, associating with glycoprotein on inner membrane surface, bonding to integral protein through non-covalent interaction. Peripheral protein they are asking, linked to either surface of the plasma membrane.
Option C, sir.
Why not B? Why not D? Why not E? These are also seems to be correct. Because I also don't know the answers. I just found the
Peripheral
questions.
protein do not interact with the hydrophobic. Yes, sir. Peripheral protein do not interact with hydrophobic
Yes, sir. Option C.
proteins, and they are not on the inner side of this inner side membrane, and they do protein-protein interaction, but not with integral protein. So obviously, it should be option C.
If you will see exact interaction, then there is a hydrophobic interaction also linked. That is associated with peripheral proteins. And this is a very strong interaction. That's why we are talking about the amphipathic lipid. And they are also saying associating with fatty acid through hydrophobic interaction. So in my view, this seems to be more correct. Rather than other sentences are just pretending to be correct. So you can start a technique that we have learned, that is start nullifying, rejecting technique. This may not be true. Associating with glycoprotein, this may not be true. This may not be true. Only two options are there where we are exactly where to decide. So imagine on one side of membrane that's not extending through the other side. The architectural point of view, this may be correct. But what the question they are asking, peripheral protein are linking they are asking to either surface. So option C is obviously not saying for the either surface. What do you say?
Okay, sir.
And a question itself saying ki they are linking to either surface, and option C is saying they are not extending through the other side. Then you are neglecting the facts they are mentioning in the question term. है ना? Okay. So hydrophobic interaction is the only force, है ना, by which they are linked to either surface. So which of the following function best explain the reason for the asymmetrical? Because study we have discussed about the asymmetrical orientation structure of protein in the cell membrane. Which of the following function? We should read out the question whenever you are going to be confused. Read again and again what they are mentioning exactly. Mark them. Which of the following function best explain reason for asymmetrically oriented structure? And these proteins are manufactured by free ribosome. Each type of protein has its own function. These proteins pass through ER membrane into the ER lumen. Enzymes are needed to modify the carbohydrate chain on these proteins. These proteins are usually formed by ribosome on the rough ER. Yesterday we were discussing a lot. So that's why I'm saying merely reading will not ensure that you are going to qualify the net. Again, the question can be framed in such a way that you are not able to solve the questions. So that's why mock test is very, very compulsory. So you can apply that learning. So what again they are asking, explain the reason for asymmetrical oriented structure of protein on the cell membrane. Afrin, what do you say? क्या बोलते हो? कौन सा सही हो सकता है? तो again you should apply
option D.
Rejection process apply करो. एक तो ये कट गया, फिर E कट गया, है ना? ये सही है क्योंकि एंजाइम फ्लिपेज की बात हमने कल करी थी, लेकिन फ्लिपेज का वो रोल मेंशन नहीं है यहाँ पे. एंजाइम आर नीडेड टू मॉडिफाई द कार्बोहाइड्रेट. दिस इज ट्रू, बट दिस मे नॉट बी द रीजन फॉर एसिमेट्रिकल ओरिएंटेशन. One again very true sentence what I'm saying. This protein pass through your membrane into the ER lumen. Remember? I told yesterday.
Yeah, sir. This is safe by
from there they are picking the different proteins. And the flippage is going to set both the level. So option C seems to be most correct. And what we have discussed yesterday, based on that, you can predict. Because this is a normal sentence, na? Each type of protein has its own function. This is not related with any kind of asymmetry. And this is true, but this is not related with the asymmetry. They are exactly asking the reason. So reason is that all the membrane protein are pass through your membrane into the ER lumen, and from there they are picked one by one, arranged properly by the flippage enzyme. Okay. So they have not mentioned the term enzyme, that's why the student will go through the D, because enzyme mentioned. Only they are not careful to read what the meaning of the sentence, then obviously the option will be incorrect. Okay. So proteins that are destined to become associated with the inner surface of the plasma membrane are. Proteins that are destined to become associated with the inner surface of the plasma membrane are manufactured in the same way as protein hormones, manufactured in the same as protein destined to become external peripheral protein, made on free ribosome, in the cytoplasmid and ribosome, located in the rough endoplasmic reticulum, transported to plasma membrane within secretory vascule. What do you see?
Sir, I think it's option E.
Yes, exactly. So, if suppose we have not discussed this chapter, then can you solve this question? Because the sentence frame is too confusing. That's why I stress both capsule reading and solving the question. Both can give you the upper edge and permanent. This learning will be the permanent part of your memory. Okay, Afreen, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And this question study we were discussing, and such questions were asked previously in the CSIR also. Predict which of the following organism will have the highest percentage of unsaturated phospholipid in their membrane, and explain your answer. Arctic fish, Antarctic fish, desert snake, human being, polar bear, thermophilic bacterium that live in hot spring. The first answer you have to give, out of which have the highest percentage of unsaturated phospholipid and why. Just coming back. Solve the Any clue? Any option? No idea, Prin? Archika? Yes, Maru? फ्यूचर रिसर्चर हो आप लोग?
Sir, I think it's human being.
Oh my God.
No, sir. Sir, I think it's desert snake.
Oh,
So option D.
polar bear. Oh my God. Explain the reason also.
Sir, the unsaturated phospholipid, they are responsible for the fluidity. And if there are unsaturated phospholipids, they won't get solidified at lower temperature. So the fluidity is affected when they get freeze. So it is not present in either option, Antarctic fish or
Polar bear.
bear. Those are stricken out.
Antarctic fish
And I have
means freezing property, na? Polar bear same freezing property.
yeah, sir.
So
But
unsaturated means
on
oil
a
liquid.
very low temperature unsaturated phospholipid won't freeze, no sir. They won't get solidified.
So you are saying there are two answers.
So it is
Polar
not
bear
option A or option D.
and-
It is not option A or option D.
Why? Because they are living at cold condition. So in cold
Yeah,
condition, this is beneficial for their survival, no?
Okay.
Because if unsaturated phospholipid will be there, saturated phospholipid saturated phospholipid will be there. The Antarctic phase, all the water is going to freeze. They are not going to survive.
Okay.
All
Okay.
membrane become, na? They will
Okay.
not be able to drink water or anything.
Understood.
They will die.
Then it's
Similarly,
polar
this
bear.
polar bear.
Polar bear, sir. Polar bear.
No, polar bear is moving in the air.
Okay.
So they need warm condition. So air is sufficient. You know, they have lot of air. So
As
mostly
fish
for
is
the
constantly present
aquatic.
in water in freezing condition, then it should be Antarctic fish.
Yes, because they are not going to freeze along with the ice. You know, they should alive. They should
Okay.
maintain
Okay.
the warmth.
Okay. Okay.
What do you say, Afrin? क्या बोलोगे? अंटार्कटिक फिश सही है ना? बोलो बच्चों.
Yes, sir.
है ना? ये डिस्कस भी किया था.
Yes, sir.
ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. तो कोरोना से बच के रहना. मैंने टीका लगा, मेरे गले में खराश शुरू हो गई. तो ये क्वेश्चन मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा, बट आई डोंट नो द आंसर. फ्रैंकली यू हैव टू सॉल्व इट, एंड दिस इज नॉट द वेरी टफ, इट्स इजी. Which of the 320 amino acid sequence listed below in the single letter amino acid code is the most likely candidate to form a transmembrane regional alpha helix of a transmembrane protein? Out of A, B, C, which one should be correct? Because you know, transmembrane region mostly alpha helix. This was discussed in the yesterday lecture, right? So which amino acid is likely to be part of the transmembrane? You have to decode this letter first. Proline should not be there, so you have to look for the proline. If they are not there, because they are the helix breaker. Similarly, glycine should not be there because they are the helix breaker. Right? Bulky group should not be there. Aromatic group should not be there. Okay? Do you remember this fact? Afrin, on karo.
Yes, sir.
है ना? तो इतना तो फैक्ट आपको पता ही है. अब खाली डिकोड करना है लेटर्स. ठीक है, कल करके लाओगे, है ना? तो वो सारा 26 लेटर याद रहना चाहिए आपको. फटाफट उसको पहले लिखना है एंड देन कट आउट ऑल दोस पॉसिबिलिटीज दैट शुड नॉट बी द पार्ट ऑफ ट्रांसमेम्ब्रेन प्रोटीन, राइट? तो फिर आपको मिल जाएगा कि जिस हिसाब में पूछा भी होगा इस तरह के क्वेश्चन, है ना? मैक्सिमम बच्चों ने छोड़ दिया बिकॉज दे डोंट नो मीनिंग ऑफ सिंगल अल्फाबेट. जस्ट
तो आंसर कर दिया?
आंसर नहीं दिया है, आंसर हमें सॉल्व करना है. सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा इसको. ठीक है, चलें फिर आगे.
Sir, is it option B, sir, for that?
ऑप्शन बी. कल देखेंगे इसको, because I don't have answer. Just I pick the question. मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा, फिर then I pick the question. मुझे लगा कि सॉल्व भी हो जाएगा, है ना. So glycine should not be there, fluorine, bulky group, aromatic, है ना, इस तरह के ग्रुप नहीं होने चाहिए. इम्यूनो ग्रुप, all you should avoid. So today we will
ऑप्शन
study
सी ही होगा.
हाँ, वो सॉल्व करेंगे कल. इसका आंसर होगा, मुझे देखना पड़ेगा थोड़ा, मुझे खुद भी सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा. So plasma membrane contain lipid raft. That is very important, and that lipid raft is going to contain three basic lipids. Phospholipid तो बताया था, sphingolipid, cholesterol, and some other membrane protein. Right. So you should know the structure. Right, like रेटिनॉल विटामिन ए का पार्ट है, खैर इस मेम्ब्रेन का पार्ट नहीं है, बट दिस फॉस्फेटिडिल इथेनॉलामाइन, फॉस्फेटिडिल सेरिन, फॉस्फेटिडिल कोलिन, स्फिंगोमाइलिन. ए वेरी लिटिल डिफरेंस इज देयर, यू शुड रिकॉग्नाइज. लिपिड के बारे में ज्यादा क्वेश्चन कुछ पूछा उन्होंने, I was watching. And if you see the bonding, van der Waals attractive forces between neighboring fatty acid tails are not enough to hold the group molecule, right? Then what kind of bonding may be existing? So because yesterday we have discussed that, for example, you're talking about the saturated fatty acid, unsaturated fatty acid. So mostly they are going to make the lipid raft. And hydrophobic is one of the interaction that is dominating in that area. Okay, so this is the lipid raft. What is lipid raft? Lipid raft is very important. Why? Because this is the specialized area in the membrane where some lipids, for example, sphingolipid and cholesterol and proteins are concentrated. Okay, so these are specialized area in the membrane. That's why the special mention is there, lipid raft. Because the lipid bilayer is somewhat thicker in the raft, contain membrane protein accumulate. Then you can see the diagram also. And एक क्वेश्चन यहाँ बनता है कि lipid bilayer is totally different in this area, lipid raft area, right? The one very important point. Another, which lipids are there. The second point वो तुम्हें याद रखना है. And then third point, if there is a two monolayer or lipid bilayer, so two monolayer in a lipid raft communicate through their lipid tails. So these are some important points. And if you're talking about the asymmetry of lipid bilayer, so this is very, very important for the various kind of functioning of the cells. For example, if you're talking about the RBC, they are well functioning because of this asymmetry. And why they are asymmetry? How they are maintaining this asymmetry? Because of presence of certain special lipids. For example, choline is there, phosphatidylcholine, sphingomyelin in the outer monolayer, and all the phospholipid molecules that contain a amino group, they are present. For example, phosphatidylserine, ethanolamine. So all these are making different type of lipids are making them asymmetry. The lipid composition is very important part in making this asymmetry, and for the functioning of RBC, this asymmetry, maintenance of asymmetry is very important. And also they are providing the charge over there. For example, negative charge phosphatidylserine is located in the inner monolayer, and that is very providing significant difference in charge between the two half of the bilayer. So this is the question remains still, how lipid asymmetry is generated and maintained by membrane bound
तो
phospholipid.
उसका आंसर पोलर बियर होना चाहिए ना.
नहीं बेटा, पानी में एक्वेटिक लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म तो मर जाएंगे ना सारे। एक्वेटिक अगर दिया है तो वो पहले होगा। एक्वेटिक पोलर बियर तो एयर में रहता है ना, उसको ऑक्सीजन भी मिल रही है, खाना भी मिल जाएगा, उसको सिर्फ गर्मी चाहिए ना बॉडी की सर्वाइवल के लिए। लेकिन फिश का तो पूरा ही प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा ना, अगर उनका अनसैचुरेशन लेवल हाई नहीं होगा मेम्ब्रेन में तो दे आर गोइंग टू
हाँ ये सर सही कह रहे सर।
वो तो मर जाएंगे बेचारे, न तो सांस ले पाएंगे क्योंकि हवा में तो रहते नहीं। दे नीड सम काइंड ऑफ फूड आल्सो। तो यू
हाँ,
कैन
ये
सी
सही
द
है।
चार्ज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। मेम्ब्रेन में चार्ज
हाँ,
डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन
ये-
एक बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है। जब हम ट्रांसपोर्ट
Saturated
पढ़ाएंगे
ज्यादा
देन यू
होता है।
विल सी कि दिस चार्ज इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। और आपने देखा होगा फर्टिलाइजर में भी दिस चार्ज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। वेरियस ओकेजन you will see where charge, maintenance of charge is very important. So cholesterol is thought to be distributed but equally in both the main layer. So that's why the charge totally maintained by whatever the lipids are there, along with the acidic or for example phosphatidylserine. I have given the one example. They are maintaining the negative charge. Lipid asymmetry is functionally important
Yes, sir, समझ गए।
because many cytosolic protein bind to a specific lipid head group. And for example, if we are talking about the enzyme PKC, enzyme protein kinase C. So how they are activated? They are activated in response to various signals, right? And which kind of signals are they? They are also lipid in nature. So it binds to cytosolic phase of plasma membrane, right? And phosphatidylserine is concentrated highly, and that's why the negative charge is maintained. And phospholipid then only will function. If you are removing, the one question is, can be asked, if you are removing the phosphatidylserine from plasma membrane, which function is going to be hampered? अगर phosphatidylserine को हटा दो तो कौन सा फंक्शन खराब होगा, है ना? So what you will say? Which function will be affected? Phosphatidylserine we are going to remove completely. Then which function is going to be hampered?
सर apoptosis नहीं होगा।
नहीं, एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर सिग्नल ही नहीं होगा, वो रिसीव ही नहीं कर पाएंगे
हाँ
कोई
तो
सिग्नल।
स्ट्रेस कंडीशन
पीकेसी से रिलेटेड
हाँ,
जितने भी फंक्शन है,
सिग्नलिंग के लिए।
सिग्नलिंग बेसिकली विल बी अफेक्टेड इन वन सेंटेंस फॉर डिफरेंस। ठीक है, चार्ज मेंटेनेंस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द सिग्नलिंग, राइट? सो फ्रैप कल हम बात कर रहे थे। फ्रैप टेक्निक इज वन ऑफ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टेक्निक जहां बहुत कंफ्यूजन होती है, but it's a very simple. So only meaning was that by the cell fusion of different species, for example mouse cell and human cell, if you are fusing them and you are labeling their proteins with different colors, for example rhodamin giving the red colors and fluorescence giving the green color, and if both the cells are fusing and a hybrid cell you are making, then after 0 minutes you cannot see any kind of distribution, but after 40 minutes they are distributing themselves. So what does it mean? What we can conclude from these expressions? What we can conclude? So this simply shows that all these proteins, whatever they are in the mouse cells or human cells are there. So this is the matter of fusion of plasma membrane, because we are making the hybrid, and basically we want to see the first thing is fusion is there or not, right? Then we need some technique that can confirm that what is the real mechanism is going on. So this observation you can conclude that formation of mouse human hybrid cell shows that plasma membrane protein can move laterally, right? The simple meaning is that they can move laterally. If they're not moving laterally, you cannot see such kind of behavior after the 40 minutes of the fusion. Okay. Right. What this shows? Lateral movement of plasma membrane protein. Correct. Note कर लो. Plasma membrane protein. Okay. Right. And this was also revealed by the FRAP technique and lateral mobility. I can show you in this diagram. For example, this you can see the transmembrane protein here, membrane protein A, and in the B, and then if you are fusing in the C, right? Okay, and then after some time in the hybrid mode, what you can see, so everything is self-explained. Protein can be tethered to cell cortex inside the cell, to the extracellular matrix molecule outside the cell in the P, and the protein to the surface of another cell in the C. Diffusion barriers can restrict protein to a particular membrane domain. So the lateral mobility of plasma membrane protein can be restricted. They are not going to move in easy way, right? So that is the only conclusion. So a lateral movement, why there is a lateral movement? Why not other movement is possible? Because of presence of tight junction as we have shown in the epithelial cells. Because epithelial cells mostly have the tight junctions, right? And the passage is not allowed. Passage of the content is not allowed. Okay, so and second part you will see, this is the tight junction, right? This is the tight junction, protein B, and within the tight junction area, no protein can move from this side to this side, right? And but if the tight junction is absent, then you can see there is a lateral movement, okay, of this protein from this side to this side. Got the point? So on the surface you can see there is a glycoproteins, and this is the architecture of how the glycolipids are attached with the lipid bilayer. This is the depiction of sugar unit. So transmembrane glycoprotein, you can see adsorbed glycoprotein remains on the peripheral protein, right? And this is the integral protein and transmembrane proteoglycan. So protein can be arranged along with the sugar also in the different way with the peripheral as well as the integral protein. This seems to be very easier, but you have to collect all the data and then you have to conclude something in your mind. So what is the importance of this glycoprotein? Why they are present over the membrane? What is the actual function? If I'm talking about presence of oligosaccharide, glycoproteins over the membrane surface, what is the real importance? Any idea? So you can see all these carbohydrate and proteins are present. So they are very important for various functioning. For example, if we're talking about signaling by the PI3 kinase, their activated receptor or their extracellular signals, as we have discussed a few weeks back, that how the signaling is going to occur and how the phospholipase C is activated, and then they are going to break down some lipid molecule. So this is about the signaling lipid fragments, and then amplification of the signaling is another aspect, amplifying signal, and this is the signal relay. So amplification and then final response. So in conclusion, we can see asymmetry is very important for the signaling, where various kind of functioning is going on. For example, signal transduction, program cell death. This is also part of signaling, and also, for example, macrophages are moving from one layer to another. So this maintenance of this asymmetry by the various phospholipids and maintenance of the charge over the surface by the presence of phosphatidylserine is very, very important. And because phagocytosis is macrophage activation, signaling receptor activation, program cell death activation, all this is confined to this cytosolic monolayer of plasma membrane lipid bilayer, and then only because of this feature, then only the signal can be relayed or translocated to the extracellular monolar response can be received. Translocation of the phosphatidylserine in apoptotic cell occurs by two mechanisms. Already we have discussed this. So there is a phospholipid translocator that normally transport the lipid. Very important. This is very important. Note it down. There is a phospholipid translocator that normally transport the lipid from non-cytosolic monolayer to cytosolic monolayer is inactivated, and then scramblase is the basic enzyme that transfer phospholipid non-specifically in both the direction between the two monolayer. कल हमने पढ़ा था किस एंजाइम के बारे में, फ्लिपेज के बारे में. Today we are discussing about the scramblase. What is the function of scramblase? They basically transferring the phospholipid, right? Phospholipid in both the direction. Okay, got the point? So what is glycolipid? Glycolipid, sugar containing lipid. This part is the glycolipids. They are found axially in the non-cytosolic monolayer lipid bilayer, where they are thought to partition preferentially into lipid rafts. Okay. So glycolipid, what is the functioning of glycolipid? What is the feature? Which bonding is there? How the sugar is connected with the lipid? A lot of questions are there. And is they participating in the symmetric distribution or symmetric distribution? So what we can conclude that glycolipid first have a property that they can self-associate because of presence of hydrogen bonding. Note kar lo, they can self-associate. Why? Because of hydrogen bonding between the sugar and partly through van der Waals forces between their long and saturated hydrocarbon chains. Clear? So glycolipid first property, what you can say, self-associate. Why? Two type of bonding, hydrogen bonding as well as van der Waals force.
Van der Waals.
And the asymmetric distribution is there in the glycolipid in the bilayer, right? And that has the benefit that whatever the sugar can be added to the lipid molecule in the lumen of Golgi apparatus. तो अभी हमने जो देखा ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस में ये क्वेश्चन था कि how the sugar is edited or sugar is added and where this is happening. So this is exactly happening in the lumen of Golgi apparatus. So in the plasma membrane, sugar group are exposed to the cell surface and they have important roles in the interaction of cell with its surrounding. So what is the importance of glycolipid? Why they are confined to the apical surface? So there are various harsh conditions. The cell can face like very low pH degradation enzyme. So basically the glycolipid has very important role in the defense, in the safety, right? They are not going to dissolve in the complete membrane. So charged glycolipids such as gangliosides. This is an important point here from CSNR point of view. Gangliosides. Charged glycolipids such as gangliosides may be important for their electrical effects. Their presence alters the electrical field across the membrane and the concentration of iron, especially calcium, at the membrane surface. Both important. Yeah. Charged glycolipid is gangliosides. And what is the role of gangliosides? Neurons, right? And why the gangliosides? Electrical effect, right? They change the electrical field across the membrane and concentration of, अभी हम लोग transport पढ़ेंगे, various type of transport. Then CSIR is going to link with this question with the transport.
Sialic acid, sir.
Ganglioside.
Ganglioside.
Okay, this is the charged glycolipid. And they're going to alter the complete physiology of the membrane. Sometime alteration they can ask in the questions. If we are going to alter or replace these gangliosides with another glycolipids, then what will be the effect? Obviously, their function will be directly hampered, like calcium transport and the maintenance of the electrical field across the membrane. That totally is going to be affected. So glycolipids are thought to function in cell recognition process. First point, right? Cell recognition process. And lectin. Obviously, a lot of lectin you will be using if you are doing research over some membrane related functioning in the cell biology field. Especially cell biologists are doing work, a lot of work over the membrane, altering the membrane. So lectin is the carbohydrate binding proteins. They are commercially available also. So you can sometimes have to purify these glycolipids. You have to isolate the glycolipids, carbohydrate binding proteins. So lectin is very important because they can bind the sugar group on both the glycolipid as well as glycoprotein in the process of cell addition. Right? So you can isolate such kind of proteins. And if a mutant mice is there that is deficient in all complex gangliosides, they show no obvious abnormalities, although the male cannot transport testosterone normally in the testes, right? So that's why male are sterile, but female have no impact. So glycolipid is are responsible for various functioning. You have to note it down. You have to make the chart, memory chart. And some glycolipid is very, very important. And CSIR have been asking a question related to this. For example, why the diarrhea of cholera? 2019 question was there. Related to the diarrhea due to cholera infection. So here also the glycolipids is playing very role, and different glycolipids, for example, ganglioside GM1 act as a cell surface receptor for the bacterial toxin that causes the devastating diarrhea of cholera. Cholera toxin bind to and enter one of those cells that have GM1, right, on their surface, including intestinal epithelial cells. And its entry into the cell leads to prolonged increase in the concentration of intracellular cyclic AMP. A lot of questions can be framed related to the diarrhea of cholera. For example, how they are entering? They are entering because of special glycolipids. What is the name of glycolipids? Ganglioside GM1. What is the function? The receptor. And Vibrio cholera is looking for that receptor. If they are going to bind successfully, they are finding the entry successfully. And then what is going to cause the large influx of sodium and water into the intestine? This is because of enhanced cytosolic concentration of cyclic AMP. Is it clear? Is this clear?
So GM1.
GM1 ganglioside.
हाँ ठीक है.
Ganglioside
इस तरह के बाइंड करता है
हाँ,
टॉक्सिन.
इसको नोट करते रहो. ये बेवकूफी कभी नहीं करना कि हम सुन रहे हैं बस. पूरा फोकस देखो. हमारी लर्निंग किस पे डिपेंड करती है, हमारी मेमोरी किस पे डिपेंड करती है. Complete 100% focus, and then conclusion, making the conclusion, and after the conclusion, writing the concluded notes in the book notes, notebook. Right? Because the next day or day after tomorrow, you are going to forget everything. So be very, very focused. You should utilize your time completely. Whatever the extra things I am giving to you. If you are missing those and you are finding the question, then obviously you are going to miss that question. So what is FRAP? What is the benefit of FRAP? This is exactly fluorescence recovery after photobleaching. Fluorescence recovery after photo.
सर जो कॉलरा टॉक्सिन है तो
सर वो जो एज अ रिसेप्टर जो है GM1 गैंग्लियोसाइट GM1 एज अ रिसेप्टर है, उस पे आके जब टॉक्सिन बाइंड करता है उसके बाद मतलब क्या चीज होता है आफ्टर दैट, क्या
ये
होगा?
मेम्ब्रेन, सपोज ये है आपका गैंग्लियोसाइड GM1 रिसेप्टर, वाइब्रियो कॉलरा आर लुकिंग फॉर दीज रिसेप्टर, है ना, और ये सेल है आपकी, तो ये सेल कौन सी है, इंटेस्टाइनल की, इंटेस्टाइन की है।
हाँ इंटेस्टाइन।
तो ये है वी कॉलरा। जब ये इसको मिल गया GM1, देन ओनली दे कैन एंटर, right? And if they are entering, what is the next changes that can occur? Increase in cyclic AMP. और जैसे cyclic AMP rise हुआ, then efflux of sodium. अब क्या हो गया, डायरिया हो गया, इसको क्या बोलेंगे, okay, that is the basic issue. Vibrio cholera is also looking for this lipid,
yes sir.
triglyceride receptor. See? So this is the bleach and then recovery, right? Means a kind of fluorescence technology, fluorescence microscopy, है ना, and fluorescence dye you are using in the fab. Okay, so basically you can see this the FRAB technology blazed with the laser beam. So laser beam जब expose करेंगे, then you can see certain bleached area, right? ब्लीच्ड एरिया फिर से रिकवर कर रही है, तो इसमें से देखो कितने मॉलिक्यूल थे, 1 2 3 4 5 थे, अब यहाँ पे कितने हैं, 2 हैं, तो रिकवरी कितने की होगी, 3 की होगी, ठीक है ना। बाकी भी ब्लीच हो रहे सिक्वेंसली, बट यहाँ पे इस रीजन में हम इसी रीजन को फोकस करते हैं। तो पहले क्या था, 1 2 3 4 5 6, है ना, ऑल दे वर ब्लीच्ड, बट अभी रिकवरी हुई 3 की, और 3 नॉन रिकवरेबल, and then after some time they are completely recovered. So now what you can see, this type of graph, bleaching है, bleaching तो exactly होगी सबकी, and then one by one they are recovering. So this is the fluorescent intensity, and they are showing the fluorescent intensity. The graph is showing fluorescent intensity that recover as a bleached molecule diffuses away and unbleached molecule diffuses into pediatric area. So diffusion coefficient you can calculate from this graph. Okay, diffusion coefficient of membrane protein. This is the एक नई माइक्रोस्कोपी का भी मैं देख रहा था, एक जिक्र था, that is a SPT microscopy. Have you any idea of SPT microscopy? What is the full form of SPT microscopy?
सिंगल ट्रैकिंग।
हाँ, इसको याद रखो अच्छे से, सिंगल पार्टिकल ट्रैकिंग माइक्रोस्कोपी, राइट। तो एग्जैक्टली दिस इज यूजफुल व्हेन you want to locate certain protein and that protein, how they are moving, है ना, they should be tagged by the antibodies, है ना, with the gold particles, and then gold sphere appear as a teeny black dots under the microscope. When they are moving, you can track them. So that's why this is called as the SPT microscopy, right? SPT microscopy, SPT microscopy.
सिंगल पार्टिकल ट्रैकिंग।
ये तो डिस्कस कर दिया मैंने। So what FRAP demonstrate? FRAP measurement demonstrate that membrane protein vary in their lateral diffusion rate. कौन सा?
लैटरल
shows a membrane protein vary in lateral, white ले लो, white ले लो, lateral diffusion rate. So 30 to 90% protein are freely mobile. They diffuse at rate only a few order of magnitude, also slower than those of much smaller lipid. So size of the lipid, size and then movement. So this is related to the lipid movement. Lipid movement और प्रोटीन मूवमेंट बोथ है ना, दोनों को आप फ्रैप टेक्निक से डिटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. एंड व्हाट दे आर शोइंग द lateral movement. They are moving slowly or rapidly, or they are stagnant. All you can measure. Right? This is the beauty of frap technique. So what is the gate and fence model? Gate and fence model. So according to this model, they are trying to explain the role of cytoskeleton in maintaining the membrane. So interaction of membrane component with the underlying skeleton helps explaining why integral protein exhibit different degree of mobility. This question we asked in the different format. Why integral protein exhibit different degree of mobility. So what will be your answer? So then this model is coming to play into the role. There are fences and then there are gate. Fences, high mobility, restricted mobility. Sir. जैसे फेंस कर देते हैं तो fencing is done for restricted mobility.
फेंसिंग लगा देंगे.
हाँ, फेंस लगा दीजिए.
Yes.
And other protein, they can pass through the gate. This is a gate. So there is a very important role of cytoskeleton, and especially the gate and fence model is related to the integral protein and their mobility. ये क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है कि gate and fence model is related to what, है ना, membrane protein, transmembrane protein, integral protein, peripheral protein, है ना. तो ये नोट कर लो, gate and fence model is related with the very important point, integral protein mobility. Integral protein mobility. हाँ जी, ठीक है. अच्छी का
तो वो रिस्ट्रिक्टेड इसलिए क्योंकि वो साइटोस्केलेटन से अटैच्ड है.
हाँ, वहां से कोई मूवमेंट हो ही नहीं पाएगी ना. इंटेग्रल प्रोटीन आर फॉर्मली अटैच्ड टू दोज
और ये जो स्टडी है वो
हाँ
गेट एंड फेंसेस मॉडल.
हाँ
मॉडल
ये दिया गया है. बैकग्राउंड सही है पीपीटी का. अभी मैंने ये बैकग्राउंड फिक्स कर दिया है ना, ये कंटिन्यू रहेगा ये बैकग्राउंड. ये बहुत ज्यादा ब्लैक हो जाता है देन इट्स आल्सो काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है, दिस इज क्लियर. क्वेश्चन पूछा करो तुम लोग ना. इफ यू आर आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन देन यू आर हैव अ बेटर चांसेस टू लर्न. And which protein was discovered in erythrocyte? Erythrocyte ghost name was given because it's the divider of nucleus. So the protein spectrin was isolated, and this spectrin was kind of model for this fence and gate model, and this spectrin protein was behaving as a skeleton, and 75% the maintenance of erythrocyte is because of this spectrin cytoskeleton. Okay, we got the point. So RBC, name of cytoskeleton in RBC is spectrin. This is what?
Spectrin.
This is a cytoskeleton.
Cytoskeleton.
And because now you are finding the answer, because of this 75%, they are well maintaining the structural capability of the RBC. They are moving and they are crossing and they are not destroying. And this spectrin was later on found that they are having triple stranded alpha helical coil. This is also strange. Triple stranded alpha helical coiled coils. Right? तो अल्फा बीटा डाइमर होता है, फिर उसका टेट्रामर होता है.
Tetramer.
Beta dimer, and then we further associate to form tetramer. And spectrin is very homolog to पूछ सकता है कि what is the homolog? Homolog to spectrin is dystrophin.
Dystrophin.
Dystrophin found in muscle
cell.
Muscular dystrophy का नाम सुना ही होगा, तो in that case this dystrophin is going to destroy. तो वो साइटोस्केलेटन होता है, साइटोस्केलेटन ही डिस्ट्रॉय होगा. तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट अभी तक आपको किसी ने नहीं पढ़ाया होगा, है ना. साइटोस्केलेटन का क्या रोल है? मेम्ब्रेन की इंटेग्रिटी मेंटेन करने में, राइट. एंड दिस गेट एंड फेंस मॉडल आप देखोगे कोई नहीं पढ़ाता आपको. नो वन इज गोइंग टू टीच यू, because this is recently this concept has evolved and connected all this and related to muscular dystrophy.
सर उसका समझ नहीं आया, फेंच और गेट का मॉडल का क्या है?
वो कह रहे हैं कि साइटोस्केलेटन होगा तो फेंसिंग होगी तो मूवमेंट नहीं होगी, स्ट्रक्चर का मेंटेनेंस होगा. मोबिलिटी रेस्ट्रिक्ट किया, रेस्ट्रिक्ट कंडीशन आ गई, मोबिलिटी होने लगी तो स्ट्रक्चर डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया ना.
तो समझ गई.
आप ये समझो ना, मस्कुलर डिस्ट्रॉफी का एग्जांपल, आरबीसी का नहीं समझ में आएगा, लेकिन मस्कुलर डिस्ट्रॉफी का समझो जो ह्यूमन बीइंग में है. सो व्हाट यू कैन से, डिस्ट्रॉफिन इज ए साइटोस्केलेटन, मोर देन 75-85% ये डोमिनेट करता है मसल में. अब जब ये डिस्ट्रॉय हो गया तो मसल का स्ट्रक्चर तो मेंटेन नहीं हुआ, तो लूज हो गया ना, लकवा मार गया जिसको बोलते हैं, तो मेंटेनिंग नहीं हुआ ना, तो सारी की सारी खत्म हो गई. तो उसमें इन डेप्थ थोड़ा स्टडी करवा दिया आपको कि स्पेक्ट्रिन कंटेन्स द ट्रिपल स्टैंडर्ड अल्फा हेलिकल, जो कि रॉड शेप होता है, मजबूती देता है, और वो भी डाइमर फॉर्म में और टेट्रामर फॉर्म में है. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. तो आरबीसी को आप कितना भी प्रेस कर लो, कॉम्प्रेस कर लो, वो नॉट इजीली गोइंग टू डिस्ट्रॉय द हार्श कंडीशन.
यस सर.
अब कितने स्पेक्ट्रिन होते हैं? देयर आर, बोलो कितने हैं? 1 lakh स्पेक्ट्रिन टेट्रामर पर सेल. कैन यू इमेजिन? 1 lakh स्पेक्ट्रिन टेट्रामर per cell. They are cross-linked at both in by attachment to other cytoskeleton. So that's why they are maintaining a proper meshwork of the erythrocyte plasma membrane. And if there is a defective spectrin synthesis, then this condition is called as spherocytosis. What is spherocytosis? Spherocytosis. When RBC lacks spectrin synthesis. Genetic defect. Genetic defect is there. That's why this is called as the स्फेरोसाइटोसिस, क्या कहेंगे? स्फेरोसाइटोसिस। स्फेरोसाइटोसिस हो गया तो क्या सिम्टम आएंगे? व्हाट इज सिम्टम? एनीमिया।
सर सिकल सेल एनीमिया में भी बाद में फिर स्पेरोसाइटोसिस हो जाता होगा ना, क्योंकि उसका
हाँ
भी
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
शेप चेंज हो गया, तो शेप चेंज होने के बाद फिर
अब देखो इस
बुलेट
एक
टाइम
क्वेश्चन ये भी आता
वैलिन।
है, एक क्वेश्चन ये भी था कि जैसे मान लो किसी वजह से आरबीसी डिस्ट्रॉय होगी, मलेरिया में जैसे, है ना, आरबीसी डिस्ट्रॉय होगी, तो मलेरिया में ये डिस्ट्रक्टेड आरबीसी कहाँ जाती है? स्प्लीन में, क्योंकि स्प्लीन दिस इज द ग्रेवयार्ड, है ना। तो स्प्लीन क्या करती है? किसको डिस्ट्रॉय करती है, किसको मेंटेन करती है? तो रिमूवल ऑफ स्फेरोसिटिक सेल बाय द स्प्लीन इज डन, राइट। अदरवाइज 120 ये लाइफ टाइम भी सीरीज सेल का पूछा हुआ था, व्हाट इज द लाइफ टाइम ऑफ आरबीसी? एग्जैक्टली दिस इज 120 days. After 120 days, spleen is going to remove this spherocytic cells. स्फेरोसिटिक सेल को रिमूव कर दिया तो फिर बाकी दैट कैन बी यूटिलाइज्ड। रिमूव स्फेरोसिटिक सेल्स, ठीक है। तो आरबीसी are going to destroy by the various mechanism, and spleen is going to remove this spherocytic cell. This is the natural condition, but genetical defect is also there if the spectrin synthesis is totally lacking, and then there is a anemia, genetical anemia. तो लेडीज में प्रेगनेंसी के दौरान क्यों एनीमिया बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है? बिकॉज आरबीसी बहुत ज्यादा ब्रेकेज होता है, स्फेरोसाइटोसिस बहुत होती है ना, तो उनको इनपुट देने पड़ते हैं। So spectrin is not alone, they are going to associate with another protein called as the ankyrin. So both are going to form ion channel protein. ये बड़ा important है, spectrin plus ankyrin both are going to form ion, लिख रहे हो ना, चैनल प्रोटीन। ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, दे आर गोइंग टू फॉर्म द आयन चैनल प्रोटीन। Now you can see this cytoskeleton structure, है ना। See this meswork, ankyrin, erythrocyte, and there is a cytoskeleton, band 4.2, band 4.1, tropomyosin, actin. Right, this is pectin alpha beta. Pectin alpha beta. So all they are forming the strong meshwork, not network. They are forming meshwork, strong meshwork. So not only ankyrin, pectin is there, जो मैंने डिस्कस किया, ये देख ये आयन चैनल बना है बिकॉज ऑफ ankyrin and pectin.
ankyrin. So 4.2 band 4.2 integral protein है और band
हाँ.
4.1 peripheral protein है ना सर?
हाँ, right. So this is the question: how do phospholipids synthesize on one side of the membrane and reach its other side so quickly? Right. So phospholipid flip-flop in bacteria as well as eukaryotes appear to facilitate it in two ways. Yesterday we have discussed about the role of lipase enzyme. हमने लास्ट में कहा भी था कि आज का टॉपिक का नाम होना चाहिए था फ्लिपेज एंजाइम. तो flip-flop is very rare event, but they are occurring. They are not absent. Okay. So flipases catalyze the flip-flop of specific phospholipids. These proteins tend to equilibrate the distribution of their corresponding phospholipid across bite है. तो फ्लिपेज का रोल क्या है? दे आर प्लेइंग ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, नोट कर लो. फ्लिपेज What is the role? Transport, distribution and transport. Transport and distribution. Transport में नहीं कह सकते, distribution है ना, distribution of phosphor and liquid across by layer. ठीक है. So membrane protein known as phospholipid translocases. This is the another phospholipid translocation में phospholipid translocases. Okay. They are related to the transport, and this is ATP driven. ATP is also involved. ATP is also involved. ठीक है. Flip-flop mechanism occur in both in eukaryote as well as bacteria. Question पूछ सकते हैं कि flip-flop mechanism occur both in bacteria as well as eukaryotes. ठीक है. So this is the artificial synthesis of a lipid. So you can see basically the role of various chemicals, phosphorylethanolamine. This is TNBS, trinitrobenzene sulfonic acid, and if they are mixed, then what is going on? They are going to form a bilayer, है ना? So now you can see this is the lipid bilayer, and this is the external portion. What is present? Glycolipid, oligosaccharides, chain of glycoproteins, and this is a special protein called as the GPI anchored protein. And what is present inside? Inside you can see sterol. तो ये question पूछ सकता है. What is the difference between the outside and inside organization of the lipid and proteins? So and this is the integral protein, single transmembrane helix, you can see, right? Extended from both the sides. Phospholipid polar heads, peripheral proteins, peripheral protein currently linked to lipid. This is sphingolipid, this is sterol. Sphingolipid and sterol, you can see has a difference. So fluid magic model. This was the biggest question. What exactly?
स्टेरॉल को कोलेस्ट्रॉल दूसरा नाम उसी को बोलते हैं ना?
हाँ हाँ, स्टेरॉल कोलेस्ट्रॉल एक ही है. बैकबोन को बोलते हैं कोलेस्ट्रॉल, स्टेरॉल. बहुत सारे स्टेरॉल हो सकते हैं ना. स्टेरॉल तो एनिमल में होते हैं ना, पंजाई में होते हैं, एनिमल में होते हैं, बहुत सारे.
प्लांट में, सब प्लांट में नहीं होता है.
प्लांट में नहीं होता है. मैंने क्वेश्चन भी पूछा था शायद कि अगर प्लांट में इंसर्ट किया जाए कोलेस्ट्रॉल को तो क्या प्रॉपर्टी आ जाएगी? प्रॉपर्टी क्या आ जाएगी? उनकी डेथ हो जाएगी बेचारों की, प्लांट की. बिकॉज जो स्ट्रेंथनिंग है वो चाहिए उनको. दे कैन नॉट मूव. प्लांट स्टाइल बनते हैं बाय सेकेंडरी मेटाबोलाइट के फॉर्म में, और वो अलग कहानी है. फ्लूइड फिजिक्स मॉडल का अगर आप स्टडी करोगे, व्हाई द निकोलसन एंड सिंगर व्हाट दे फाइंड दे आर, अभी तक कोई मॉडल नहीं था मेम्ब्रेन का जो कि एक्सप्लेन करे अबाउट द लेटरल डिफ्यूजन, है ना। तो इन्होंने देखा, ये फर्स्ट टाइम दिस मॉडल वाज सक्सेसफुल इन एक्सप्लेनिंग lateral diffusion, and in this model especially integral protein, ये नोट कर लो। देखो पढ़ के ना, बिना नोट किए तो पढ़ाई का मजा नहीं है। आइसबर्ग जो टर्म दिया गया इनके द्वारा, इसमें कौन सा प्रोटीन था? इंटेग्रल प्रोटीन। प्रोटीन और इंटेग्रल प्रोटीन वाज लाइक ए बोट, और ये किसमें फ्लोट कर रहे थे? लिपिड सी। इंटेग्रल प्रोटीन वेर फ्लोटिंग इन द लिपिड सी। मोटा मोटा याद करो, लेकिन बहुत कुर्सियां रही है। इसे सारी कहते हैं ना अनलॉकिंग ऑल द एक्सप्लेनेशन। ठीक है, दिस इज द डिटेल स्ट्रक्चर, इंटीग्रल प्रोटीन, ग्लाइकोलिपिड्स, peripheral प्रोटीन, फॉस्फोलिपिड, लिपिड एंकर प्रोटीन, जीपीआई प्रोटीन। तो कल हम पढ़ेंगे अबाउट मेम्ब्रेन ट्रांसपोर्ट। ठीक है, ठीक है, कल पढ़ेंगे। और भी क्वेश्चन, एनी क्वेश्चन, कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना है?